So the Mark II currently looks hilarious. I showed it a little bit in the dark, but to see in the daytime and how squatted the rear of this car is, it's just, it looks hilarious. There's gotta be 3-4 inches of gap in the front and the rear, and I've already pulled a handful of things out, but it just looks so funny seeing the back so sunk down like that. But surprisingly enough, the car really didn't rub honestly at all, and where it's at now, or maybe about here, is how far I could probably realistically go lowering the car before we actually have some sort of rubbing issue. But we gotta fix this this squat. Look at it from the back. Oh, it looks kind of stupid. So quick update on the manual swap for the Mark II. I went ahead and ordered the clutch kit, the shifter bushing kit. So once that arrives, which it might be here this week, we can go through, tear all the automatic stuff out of this car and get the swap done. Like I said, I tried my best to talk myself into just knocking the swap out as fast as possible, but if it's all gonna be out, there's no sense not putting new parts in, saving the hassle for later, and just do it right the first time. So I'd say realistically, we got about a week or so left with the good old automatic before I'm yanking that out of here. So as I reach for my my pliers here, which is how I actually open the hood on this car, I realized I should have grabbed the hood latch release off the parts Mark II. Totally forgot. So next time I'm there, remind me, don't let me forget this, because I need I mean, this works, but I'd ideally like to have the proper piece here. So the goal for today, I want to go ahead and pull the old rat support out, because this car got hit in this corner a while back, and you can see how mangled all this is. I made it much better, because this light used to be, I would say, maybe 20 mil sunk down back to pretty much where the fender is here. I got it better, and the headlights look mostly square, but this one still kind of droops down the inside, and it's actually sitting back further than where this one's at. But with my bare hands, I can't bend this metal to like OEM spec. So I have a whole brand new one. So I'm gonna pull this out, put the new one in. Actually, I realized this headlight has a crack right there on this little knob. So I have new headlights if I want to swap them. I have a new grill for the car, and I have a new fan because this one's starting to make this weird like screeching sound. So it's kind of going out. So got a new one of those. Got a new rad support. I have a new grill, which I like this grill in this car, but every single tab broken, 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 broken. You can see my little screw mod down there that I used to actually hold it in from falling out, because it just kind of does this, and it's still cracked down there. So I do like the older style grill cars in '87, but I have the newer updated one. I think it's the 3-slot one. So if I swap that in, a little front end update on the car, make sure everything's nice and square, new headlight in, looking good. So this is the new front end for the Mark II. A little bit dirty, but everything is in mint condition. You can see this is our new grill, the 3-slot, the updated one, compared to this one here, which looks good, but this will be a cool update for the front of the car. And you can see we actually have tabs. Look at that. This one will actually clip in and stay where it's supposed to be. No screws needed, no zip ties, and it'll work just like that. All I have to do is just swap over the paint match bar on this one to that one, and then good to go. You can see our rad support here. Everything is not crunched up, nice and square like it should be. So that's cool. And then another set of good headlights, which again, I didn't realize this one had this little chip in it. So I might swap that out for this set, which looked to be in pretty good shape. All right, so let's start pulling this thing apart. So 7-slot versus the 3-slot right there. This one definitely looks much newer compared to this one, and actually the emblem itself is bigger compared to that one. I like both, but I think this will add a nice cool update look to the car. And then looking back over here, this looks like it'll come out easier than I thought. I thought I had to pull the bumper off, but I don't think so. There's one screw down here, there's these ones, there's these ones, and then the top ones here, which obviously I can get to these ones, I can get that one, I can see these ones right there. You can see with the light, that one, that one, that one, that one, and the last one you can see is right behind this grill. So I'll pull this grill off, I can get to the last one. So I think the entire thing, and then after the radiator mounts, this one taken off, the whole thing should lift up, I think. That's how it's looking, at least. That's not factory, and they put a nut on the bottom side, so it's kind of annoying. All right, so I think I got every bolt. I got these two, the ones under the headlights and the one down in the middle. The radiator's been disconnected and the whole thing is loose. I think that's it. Headlights disconnected on both sides. Oh, we have the hood release. I had to pull that off real fast, and then, which is right down here, disconnect this. Actually, right here with one hand, and then pull it through. Or is there a cable? I think it's attached back here. I might need. Yeah, I'll have to pull it out real fast. Once this is off, I think that should be everything. All right, so hood release cable and the plugins for the horn all disconnected and move out of the way. I believe that should be everything, and it should. Out. Wow, that was easy. That was very easy. Let's set it over here carefully. All right, so new stuff, old stuff. Also, you can see all of this bent, mangled, all of this. You can see how destroyed this top piece is. This should be like so, nice and square like it's supposed to be, everything nice and flat. And this whole like right side is just twisted and mangled, and I made it better, but obviously having a nice fresh one is definitely the way to go. All right, so now before the new stuff goes back in, I want to pull out the fan shroud and swap out the fan for the new one that I have. And then also the driver's side fender here, I got a decent amount of the dents out of this fender, but this corner here where they got hit really hard is like folded under. You can see how it's like flat right here, where it should be more like this. You can see how the angle comes down like so, versus this one being all kind of pinched in. I'm gonna try and just pop this out a little bit so it kind of matches that one as best I can. Okay, so slight change of plans on the new fan here. The one I have, you can see the big blades and the connector's different. This actually came out of the 91 that had the dual fan rad support, where I had the only single fan rad support. So the connector on this one's actually different than the connector on this one, which is fine. This one still works. It just makes this awful screeching sound from time to time, and people look at the car, but it's fine. I'll just order a new one that has the proper connector because this one's not right, and I broke one of the studs off, so it is what it is. I want to take a minute and do a quick visual inspection of the engine bay. We've done about 1,200 miles on the car since the new water pump, the radiator, the thermostat, the valve cover gasket, and there's no signs of any new leaks or any new issues, so very good. Aside from our starter, everything in here doing pretty good. Good on you, little 1.8. I'm proud of you. All right, next up we need my favorite tool of all time, which is in here somewhere, I think, amongst everything else that's in here. Oh no, where is it? Where is my hammer and my pry bar? These are vital instruments to what I need. Is it down there? Oh, I see it. It's under all of this. Also, while I'm back here, let me show you this spoiler a bit more. This is actually plastic and it screws in to the top of the trunk lid, but I think I'm going to take all of these out and just glue it down because I don't want to drill a bunch of holes into the trunk of this car because it's all clean. I could take the other trunk off the other Mark II and have it paint matte and have one with a spoiler and one just no spoiler, but I think I'll just take these out and then it can just be like that. Because the cool spoiler, and it's not that foam stuff that actually rots out your trunk, it's plastic, which is cool, but I don't want the screw holes, so this will probably go onto this car like so. And then let me show you, this is the pressure plate from that car. And then this is the clutch plate from that car. Now, there's still a little bit of life, and this car makes 40 horsepower, so there's no way it's gonna spin this, but again, since it's all out, I might as well put a brand new one, and the clutch for this car is so cheap, it's a no-brainer. So, new clutch, new pressure plate, and then all the rest of these little pieces, like this kind of stuff, which I've actually never done a clutch on a 2.0, only VR6s and 1.8Ts, so this will be new to me, but it can't be that difficult. So, that's all new stuff on the way. All I know, there's so much good stuff in this trunk, all for the Mark II, and it really makes me happy. All right, body work tools acquired. See what we can do up here. So fender work turned out decent. I got it a little bit better, and it's not quite as pinched as was before. This one, this dent right here on the inside, you have to go this way. I don't have anything to get that far in to pop it back out, but again, it is what it is. It was way worse before, so I'm happy with this. New rad support is in. Everything's lining up nicely, and this side's all nice and square, not crunched, so that's very good. I am using my old headlights into the new rad support versus these ones because the adjusters on this one is gone, and then this one over here is broken. So trying to swap these things is a pain. They just explode, so I'm gonna leave it alone. This would be spare glass if these ever get cracked again. But these ones, all the adjusters are perfect. So these ones will go to that rad support and we're good to go. I have to swap over this bar to that one. And at that point, the front end is basically done. So front end swap is just about complete. Everything's bolted up. Headlights are back in. You can see now this one sits exactly where this one is. So all good and symmetrical. Last thing we gotta do is swap over the bars. I already pulled both of them off. This one from here and that one from the old one. You gotta be very careful popping these little tabs, not breaking anything, but somehow on both grills I didn't break a single tab, so it's good. And also very nice, they're both the exact same size and fit because I pulled them both off. I didn't even check if the holes were the same, but thankfully they are. So you can put this one on that one and this one on that one with no issue. New front end is on. Oh, she looks so good. Everything nice and symmetrical. It felt so good to have the grill just pop in and clip into place like it's supposed to. No screws, no zip ties, just where it's supposed to be. Also, I noticed before, if you listen, it clicks right in. On that one, I didn't realize, I guess somewhere in the middle, all of this is also bent and pushed back, because before I'd have to actually push the latch in to have it meet up right there, but now it goes straight in, no problem. So that's awesome. Let's make sure. Uh-oh. Hello? Might have to adjust these. Let's see. I may need to drop it. Should we drop it? Let's see. Volkswagen things. So that might need a little adjusting. But let's see. I don't know if it's that one there or is this one, but okay, we'll sort that in a second. But other than that, I'm happy with the grill. The headlights match. Whole new front end on this thing. Okay, there she is. Hood officially latched. The little adjusters on the side were actually too high, and it wasn't allowing the actual hood to go far enough down. I thought for a second I did attach the cable. Whew. But yeah, now she's good. So now these are bottom back out, and now it closes with a little bit of a slam. Or not anymore. It just worked a second ago. There it is. You gotta just, you know, aggressively slam the hood. But it works. But it works. Maybe if I modify the little bump stops, these ones over here, and make them a little bit shorter even more, that way I don't need to, like, you know, John Cena my hood. It might be a bit easier, but hey, it closes. It's actually latched. It ain't going nowhere, so that's good. I can live with that. And again, the front end looks mint. So on this trip, I also grabbed the steering wheel out of that car. This one has the leather wrapped with the stitching, which is really nice. It's kind of dirty though. I'm gonna try and clean it up. And if it comes out good, I might toss it in the car instead of this one, which I do like, but this one looks a little bit older compared to that one. And I do like how the leather feels. So if it cleans up nice, we might try this one out. So it is definitely safe to say that steering wheel was a little bit gross, but looking pretty mint now. A couple little scratches up here in the leather, but overall, pretty good shape. So let's toss it in the car. I definitely don't mind the stock wheel in this car, but this one definitely has a much nicer feel to it. So slight oversight, and something I didn't even think about, but I know is a thing. The earlier Mark IIs have these small bore for the steering wheel column, where the later Mark IIs have the larger one, like this, which would be like a Mark III, but you can see, too big. So I have to swap the entire column out if I wanted to run that steering wheel, which I actually didn't bring, which is right over here. So I do have the entire thing right here. I would just have to swap out the cylinder for the one in this car if it fits on here, which I think it would, but swap this entire thing in, then we can run the larger bore steering wheels, which I'm not gonna do right now because it's getting late and starting to rain, but that is an option. So for right now, this one will stay in the car, but I may end up swapping that entire thing in to run that steering wheel, because also this doesn't work. And I pulled it apart, but like the pieces broke back here, so I can't use wipers in this car at all. So it would be nice to have that one because it all works properly. I just have to, you know, swap everything out. So maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow we'll get back in here, pull the entire column back out, swap it to that one, and then run this steering wheel, and I'll have working wipers. Because Florida, and it rains quite often, as it is literally right now, and it would be nice to have working wipers again. So leave some comments down below. Do you guys prefer the 3-slat grill or the 7-slat? I do like this one a lot, but like I said, it's broke here, it's broke there, all the tabs are gone. So if I get a new one of these, I might swap it back onto the car. But I do like the new front end look, and the fact that we have a rad support that's not bent or mangled and everything fits exactly how it should makes me extremely happy to see. The Mark II is definitely far from being done, but this car has definitely come a long way as we first picked her up. Like I said earlier, just waiting on the clutch kit, shifter bushing kit, and then we can go ahead and get started on the manual swap for the car. In the meantime though, depending on weather tomorrow, I think it's finally time we lower the Mark II. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.